Here, just pick one. I got two.
Hello, internet. I see Putty. He's there. This is the internet. RLG2. We're doing movies based on video games, about video games. These are movies that are about video games.
Okay, good job.
So I got Putty here. We're gonna do a list here. These are movies that are about video games. So not like Sonic, like Jumanji.
Well, let's put it this way. I made a special note on my list and your list, so you're gonna hate this. So this is a special note. This has nothing to do with John's list. So if he's over here or over there, I don't know which side he's on, but either way, my special note says I didn't include any documentaries, although a lot of them would have made my list, like the King of Kong, A Fistful of Quarters, and Indie Game the movie.
King of Kong is the only one that was going to make my list, but I took it off because I decided not to make documentaries on it.
That's exactly what I did. And I have another special note for the other video. King of
Kong probably would have been my number one. I'm not going to lie to you.
It's a great fucking movie, but I figured I want to do stuff that's not based on real life events, so that's why I took it off the list.
Tron is a real life event.
Oh, whatever.
Anyways, so we're gonna go through these lists and then we'll talk about them after. You go first.
Okay, well, I did 10, so maybe I should just go to number 5. Is that what I should do, or do you want to hear all 10? Okay, so for number 10,
hold on. So I have one disclaimer I want to put. If you have gamer on your list, I'm going to end this podcast right now. That is the worst movie of all time. Continue.
It is, but there was nothing else. Like when I made this list, like it was anyway. There's other horrible movies, so it's on the low of the list. Okay, it's really the crappy ones. So number 10 is actually a tie between two horrible movies, just because they're like I like them, but they're really really bad. And that's the 1993 movie called Arcade, made by Full Moon Entertainment. And then the other one, I hate that I say this, but there's few parts I like in it, only few. Pixels. Okay, yeah, you want to die inside.
No,
okay.
I'm not really mad at either one of those. I mean,
yeah.
Keep going.
Okay, number 9, which actually I was actually
put 2 at 10. Did you have 2 movies at 10?
No, I had 2 movies at 10. Those are both the 10. Yeah.
I'll kick your ass.
All right, number 9 is Brain Scan.
Yeah. Okay.
Number 8, let's just scratch off number 8 and we'll just say that Pixels is in there, okay? Because he's gonna get mad if I say it. Anyway, number 6.
It's Gamer. Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna add Lawnmower Man to my list.
Okay, I'm down for that. Actually, I forgot about that. Now that I think about it, that is a video game movie. All right, number 7 for me is War Games. I do like that movie. Number 6 for me was Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle. I kind of put Jumanji and them together because there's another movie that's in this list that actually would be 2 for me as well. Number 5, and this is just a geek favorite, even though it's a commercial for the freaking company, The Wizard. It's just a long-form Nintendo commercial. Number 4 is The Last Starfighter. Number 3 is Tron. Number 2 is Wreck-It Ralph. And then number 1 is Ready Player One.
Well, I have good things about your list that I'm actually very happy about, and some not good ones.
Okay.
Okay, I'll go through my list. Number 10, Scooby-Doo and the Cyber Chase.
Wait, how does that count?
It's about video games.
Okay, you got a point. You got me on that one. All right.
Number 9, Existence.
I saw that, and I've not seen it yet. That's why I didn't put it on my list. I saw when I was looking up these movies, because I forgot about Brain Scan. That's the reason why I had to look up the movies. And I saw it, and I've never seen it. Is it actually worth at least seeing?
It's better than some of those movies, so yeah,
okay.
I would say
okay, I definitely will look at
it. Number 8, The Last Starfighter.
Mm-hmm.
Number 7, Wreck-It Ralph.
Yeah. Oh, really?
I'm not a big fan of Wreck-It Ralph. We'll get into that later.
Okay. All right.
It's more on my list to take up a spot because it is it's a better movie than most of the movies I could think of. But like as far as favorite go, I know this is a favorite list, but I mean I don't hate it.
Yeah.
Number 6, The Wizard. I'm the wizard.
The wizard.
Number 5, Jumanji 2, Welcome to the Jungle.
I thought that was the first one.
Well, it's technically the second one because.
Well, yeah, if you count the original Jumanji, yeah, okay, yeah. But Jumanji was a board game, so that's why I kind of did that way. Yeah.
Number 4, I got Grandma's Boy.
Oh my God, I'm an idiot. How did that would have been my number 1? How did I forget that?
You're the one that I came prepared.
Oh my God, that's actually funny. We had that because you know what's funny? I saw it and I was like, I'm gonna put that at number 1. And I put that on my side list, and then I deleted my side list, and I don't know why. Okay,
I'll allow you to put Grandma's Boy.
Well, that's the thing. It actually would take number 1 for me.
Okay,
Because
so go. That's fine. So now you can knock those double number 10s off your list.
I will 100%. Because the thing is I'll explain why in a little bit. Like,
this is good. We're evolving as we go.
Yeah. I hate myself for not putting that on my list. I feel like I should be shocked.
I figured it was going to be your number 1. So
I would have, because it's the reason Gamer Potheads exists. It really is.
Stop ruining my list. Okay, number 3, Tron Legacy.
Okay, I see.
Number 2, War Games.
All right.
And number 1, Ready Player One.
Okay, all right. Actually, yeah, I hate myself for not putting Grandma's Boy.
I mean, we'll allow it. We'll allow it.
Yeah, and I think it was just because I glanced my head out of it, and because Ready Player One was the one that was more prominent, most recent, and it was in my head, and I don't know why I messed up and didn't put Grandma's Boy. Because for people that know me, I actually was going to make a video all on Grandma's Boy and why it literally is Gamer Potheads. Like,
well, that's going to come following this video.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that's something that I'm sad that I totally forgot about, but I think it was just a brain fart in my eyes.
Yeah,
so
well, we fixed it. We corrected it. Okay, so let's go through a couple things I want to talk about.
Okay.
The third Jumanji.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see it?
Yeah, I did. I've seen both of them.
I didn't really like it.
I feel like they should have stopped with the second one. Like I do like how they kind of remember when they switched up the characters, so it was different people playing as different characters. But at the same point, I feel like the whole Jumanji thing, because the first one did so well, because I can't deny that The Rock and Kevin James do really work well together, because the stature and how funny they can be together. Huh? Or did I say Kevin James? Yeah. I just said Kevin James.
You got pixels in your head, eh?
Oh my God, right? Well, no, actually, I had Adam Sandler, and then that's Kevin James because the Grandma's Boy. But anyway, but yeah, so Kevin Hart, that there is that chemistry there, and so the second one, when I actually watched them back to back. And when I watched it, the second one, if you've not seen both movies, they work together okay. But when you watch the second one, it's kind of like, it was okay. I see why they try to do it, and people might like it better. I'm not saying it years apart. But when you watch them back to back, you could definitely tell the first one's way better.
I didn't like how they changed the characters.
Yeah, I see, Jane.
It's because you've become accustomed to this is what it is, and then all of a sudden 2 guys are still the same people, but then the other 2 people are not. And then like Danny DeVito and Danny Glover are just shoehorned in as like the old white guy and the old black guy, and it's just like it's like whatever.
Yeah, that was, I think, and see, I actually totally forgot about those 2 characters, and that's sad because both Danny Glover, I want to say Donald Glover so badly.
I almost said it.
Danny Glover and Danny DeVito are both great. I mean, the things they've done in the past have been great. Man in the Moon with Danny DeVito, and of course, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Of course, original Taxi, and then of course you have Danny Glover. All the Lethal Weapon movies, even the second Predator movie, I felt like was good. Yeah. But like when you look at the second Jumanji, I feel like they were kind of shoehorned in there to add a little more comedy.
Well, they couldn't do physically anything, right? Because they're old. So it was like, we're just going to make them the voices of these guys, and that's all they're going to. I don't know. I just found it weird.
Well, I think
we're talking about Jumanji 3.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. Here was the whole thing. I think the reason they also did that is they wanted to have that whole culture difference of like what happens when you put old people into a video game and they don't understand the idea of a video game. But it was lost at that point in my eyes because they tried so hard. Like, I hope to God they don't make a Jumanji 3. I hope that
they're going to. It's already going to be made,
Lord,
for sure.
Because it scares me. It doesn't seem like it's that good. Like, if you're going to do that, maybe go back to the whole story of like Robin Williams' character and visit some of those characters.
Well, I like how they reference that in both movies. They talk about stuff like that. I didn't like how this is generally like, I don't think it was bad, either one of them, but to be the first one, how it was, like, it still wasn't great, but it was good.
Yeah.
And then the second one to get worse for me was like, oh, now I'm worried because the third one might be worse than that. And then what's the point?
Yeah, exactly.
But
okay. Then we were talking about it. Since we're talking about movies that made sequels, the Jumanji and Wreck-It Ralph are the 2 that only really got successful enough to make sequels. Well, Tron too. I'm sorry, I can't.
War Games has a sequel that sucks.
Really? I didn't know War Games had a sequel.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's with a girl.
Okay. Well, yeah. Then I didn't know that. Okay. Well,
I think it's with Carrie Russell.
Really? Okay. So yeah, that just sounds weird. Like I mean, okay, you put Ready Player One at number one. I actually did it first until I totally forgot about Grandma's Boy. So like Ready Player One, what in your eyes, why
No,
is this
no,
such
it's
a
in
great?
2008. War
Oh,
Games too. Okay.
okay.
Anyways, continuing.
So let's go on Ready Player One. Why did you like Ready Player One so much? Like what like for me, I know
Well,
why.
for me, for favorite, it has like all the references to old movies and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't really see it as much of a video game. Like I know it literally takes place in a video game, but
Yeah.
all the references are based on movies. I don't know if you noticed that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Totally strange, but
Well,
it's honestly the best made. And like if you were gonna rate this just from a totally objective standpoint, it's better than all those other movies.
well, that's my whole point. See, the thing is with Ready Player One, and I feel like the game Fortnite is actually doing this more than any other game out there, is that you get to live out because at least in Ready Player One, you basically can go out there and be any character you want. And I think they've done that other games, like I think what was it called? There was a life game, like a life simulator game that came out. I can't remember the name at the moment, but I mean,
Sims?
no, not The Sims. No, it was one that you actually go out there and like there's even one out there now where you can actually make your own avatars, but it's just really bad and people make them look really
They know
weird.
the way.
Yeah, exactly. Dewey. Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? Uganda Knuckles is in there. So that's my whole point is that's kind of what Ready Player One did. It's kind of did what that game did, but I can't think of the name of it.
Yeah.
I know there was another one called Second Life that would kind of have that same feel too. But there's that game that kind of combines with what Fortnite's doing, where they actually get the license. And I feel like that's what Ready Player One did. It basically did like a Second Life type of game, and then mixed it in with what Fortnite's doing as far as licensing and saying, hey, like companies just basically have their own stores in the game saying, hey, here's the Marble store, pick your skin and go play out there. You know what I mean? And you want to get its powers too? Awesome. You can buy Iron Man's repulsor blast along with his outfit, or you could just buy the repulsor blast and put it with another character's outfit. You know what I mean? Which means that, those companies make money, and at the same time, it's a good thing in my eyes. And that's why I feel like Ready Player One was kind of setting up, and we could possibly actually have something like that in real life. You know what I mean?
Well, I'd definitely rather have that than Fortnite.
Well, Fortnite, that's the one thing I will say that's done smart with them. Them doing these licensing deals, even though a lot of people that might not like the game, having that is good. And the thing is when they have like the creative mode where you can go do creative games, that's starting to merge into what Ready Player One is in a movie, because you have you have the racing part of the games as well, and Ready Player One and everything else where you can basically play or do anything. You know what I mean? Team deathmatches, things of that nature. And so, we're far away from that because there's so many people wanting the big bucks. They want to have their own game, that it's going to be a long time before we get to that. But if we ever do, Fortnite so far is the only one that actually has put in that path to being close to what Ready Player One is, even though it's still not that close. So, but I just wanted to say that. But yeah, that's the reason why I like that movie, is because when you see Freddy Krueger fighting, I can't remember who was fighting right in that one scene when he jumped in the air, but like when you can see Freddy Krueger fighting Duke Nukem, because I remember there was Duke Nukem, I think, was one of the scenes. When you see those two characters fighting against each other, it's a geek's wet dream, basically. So
I mean, that's the one out of all of your geeks.
Well, no, there's a lot in there I can choose, but I'm picking out random, because the thing is, if I say Freddy Krueger versus Jason, it's normal. You know what I mean? If I say something like I remember they had Chucky. When you say Chucky versus Freddy, you could picture that more than you could Chucky or Freddy versus Duke Nukem, or Freddy versus.
Let's just have Chucky versus Sonic, and Sonic dies, and everyone will be happy. Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
okay.
exactly.
So let's talk about this. Tron is not on my list.
Okay.
I don't like Tron.
Okay.
I don't hate Tron. I think what it did was pretty revolutionary, but I think the movie itself is super boring.
I think what it is for its time, it was really good. But again, when we talked off on the side, I had stated this. A lot of people put a lot of movies on a high pedestal. A prime example is this. We're in the holidays now, and one movie that I hear everyone talk about, oh, it's such a great movie. It's called The Christmas Story. Everyone talks about how great the movie is. That movie's boring as hell.
I literally don't like that movie.
Exactly, but it's like it's like a yearly thing, like The Wizard of Oz. Like, it's a big deal.
And
that's my whole point.
A Miracle on 34th Street or whatever. I hate that movie.
That's my point.
And that movie.
but that's the reason why I would say, in my sense, that's the reason why I can understand why Tron's so big. It has that gaming following because it really put gaming in movies more in the forefront than The Last Starfighter in my eyes, because The Last Starfighter had gaming involved in it. Then all of a sudden it went straight into, oh, he's in space. You know what I mean? Tron, you were in a video game 90% of the movie. You know what I mean? And so until that was the only movie we had to reference when it came to being a gamer. You know what I mean? Nowadays there's a lot more difference. So of course, when you look back at Tron, it is pretty horrible. But I
It's
definitely put
not
on my list.
bad. It's just I don't like it. I don't find it. I'd rather watch the second one. The second one is so entertaining.
I agree it is, but I feel like that's the reason why also when it came to my list, I put them together. Tron and Tron Legacy to me is a companion piece to each other. You know what I mean? So I feel like you can. I feel like I can't enjoy Tron Legacy without having Tron. You shut up, phone. I can't do any of those fun things. I always cuss on my phone when I'm doing videos because it starts making noise the whole day. Doesn't make noise, but then all of a sudden I'm doing a video. Oh, I want to make some noise now. But yeah, that's the reason why I feel like it's there. But that's also why it wasn't like in the top three, or well, yeah, it was kind of top three, but not top three. Because honestly, you know, the Wizard, I would have put the Wizard even higher than Tron, but I know what it is for what it is. It's an advertisement for Nintendo.
But
you know what I mean?
It's a fun movie. It's stupid.
Oh yeah, really? Do you really want to relive this moment? The Power Glove. Oh. Like
that's the best part of the whole movie.
Like if anybody that's played the Power Glove looks at that kid every single time he says that and goes, "You can shove that up your,"
yeah.
Because seriously, it's just horrible. But that has those cliche moments where you can definitely see that they're advertising, and so that's the reason why it did look like a long form advertisement. It didn't get high on my list because it doesn't revolutionary. Tron has a legacy that was big. That's the reason why we have Tron Legacy, you know?
I agree, though. It is like a long advertisement for Nintendo, just like Infinity War is a long advertisement for Wargame, and it sucks.
Yeah.
It's a terrible movie. Stop praising it. Endgame is better.
Well, Endgame is better, but you need it's just like the whole thing with Tron and Tron Legacy. You need
but
Infinity War for Endgame.
You don't need it because Tron is like 35 years before.
Okay, well, still, you get what I'm saying now. I'm saying
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
You don't have Wreck-It Ralph 2, do you?
I put that with Wreck-It Ralph generally, but I mean the second one.
You're always cheating. You can't have two movies in every single one. You have
but I can't. But that's my whole thing. I don't like having like part one and part two on the same list.
Which one's better?
The first one, my eyes.
Then you don't need to.
Okay, well, I have that. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like the second one's not even a video game movie in my eyes. The second one is an internet movie. I was going to
say that. It's a video game movie on the internet. It's strange. I also don't hate it.
Yeah.
But I don't find it as enjoyable. Like I found myself like just looking around while I was watching the movie. Like I wasn't even paying attention. The first one is better, but I still like of all the animated movies that came out at that time that were so good, Wreck-It Ralph is not one of them to me.
Yeah, wasn't that the same time? But see, that's the thing, though. I was so mad because I loved Wreck-It Ralph. I loved for what it was and what it, it represented a lot of games I grew up with. And I think it was, wasn't it, the girl with the red hair, the Disney movie, the Pixar movie. It was not the movie that was out around the same time. What is the name of it? The one with the red-haired girl that's like, I don't want to be a princess. Yeah, Brave. I think Brave was the movie that's out.
That movie sucked.
Yeah, well, I think that was the movie that came out during Wreck-It Ralph, and like everyone praised. Like Brave and Wreck-It Ralph got ignored.
Wreck-It Ralph to me is just like what Ready Player One ended up being is what Wreck-It Ralph wanted to be, but it wasn't. Because like I'm pretty sure you see Sonic.
Oh, of course, yeah.
And you see
in both movies actually.
Pac-Man, and you see whoever, but none of them are really in the movie. You're just like, here's a cameo, but then all the characters they choose to use are either no-name characters or such little popular. Like with no popularity, which is what sucked because I came into it thinking, I can't wait to see Mario or Sonic or something, and then they show them to you for like 1 second.
But I think that's what the joke that's what I liked about it, is at least when they did cameo it, they made it a joke. Like, for example, when Ralph didn't get to go to the party and it's actually a party for his game, and they're like, it's an exclusive party, and he's like, well, what's Pac-Man doing there? Like little things like that made it kind of funny. And I mean, yeah, if you look at it, all the games that were the main plots of the movie, like like the racing game and all that stuff, were games that don't even exist in the real world. Some of them actually exist now. I remember I actually had Fix It Felix as an actual game on my phone that actually was the actual game in the game, which was kind of meta, you know what I mean? But so yeah, they ended up becoming real video games, but in the long run, the ones that were the big things were not even shown in there as much, so, or at all, I should say. So yeah, but see, at the same time, Ready Player One was kind of the same thing. You didn't go into other worlds when it comes to them. It was just their worlds with the things in it. You know what I mean? So
yeah. But there was so much more of it. You got to see him drive the DeLorean for a while. Like, they didn't just skimp on it and like show it to you, like, oh look, there it is, and then go away.
Well, I think another reason why that helped out is you have Disney properties, because you got to think. Look at Ralph Breaks the Internet. We got a lot more references to stuff Disney had ownership to. You know what I mean?
Disney owned Wreck-It Ralph. They're the ones that made Wreck-It Ralph.
No, that's my whole point. They actually had remember, if you look at Ralph Breaks the Internet, they use Star Wars, they use the Disney princess, use all the stuff they own. Then you have Steven Spielberg. Remember, he directed Ready Player One. That right there gave us options to Back to the Future and things of that nature. You know what I mean? That gave us options to other movies that you got to remember. It's also made by Universal, so Universal has a ton of stuff, King Kong, and everything else.
And then, but it's also, the bonus of it was that because it's Steven Spielberg, he can easily go up to your company and be like, I'm making this movie. It's free advertising if you put your guy in the movie.
Yeah, of course.
It's not like it's some no-name guy. It's like maybe the most famous director of all time.
But that's my whole point. That's exactly why. Because again, if they didn't have Steven Spielberg to make that movie, I don't think it would have had everything that you see in there, because without Steven Spielberg.
But I think for Disney, I get it, what you're saying. But I think the reason that they didn't expand outward from that really is because they didn't want to pay for properties.
Well, yeah, but I mean, go look at the original Wreck-It Ralph. There's still a lot of properties that are video game related that aren't owned by Disney.
Capcom. Oh yeah, there's a lot, but they're not prominent. They're just cameos.
But that's because that's the thing, and that's the major thing. Even in Ready Player One, you said they're cameos, but think about this: how long did you see the DeLorean in Ready Player One?
For like 5 minutes, 10 minutes.
No, it wasn't that long. I would say, okay, I'll give you the 5 minutes. Okay, you have 5 minutes. Okay, how long did you see? What's his name? The little orange guy that's a video game character.
Hubert.
Yeah, Cubert, about 5 minutes.
No, not
throughout
really.
the whole movie. Yeah, because remember, he got spread out. Remember, he became homeless.
He's not part of the story, really. He's just.
But that's neither is the DeLorean. The race
that's
is
his car.
That's just his car. That's Wreck-It Ralph's friend. Like, we're not gonna have Wreck-It Ralph own Cubert.
He should own Cubert.
Well, he actually did. Remember, he adopted him, and he ended up in his video game.
Okay, listen, I'm adopting you right now. What was your second movie on your list?
Well, that was Ready Player One, but it was Wreck-It Ralph. So remember, we changed it because Grandma's Boy put back on one. 3?
Our old list, not new list.
Okay, the old list. Okay, so my older was Grandma's Boy went back to number 1. Ready Player One, Wreck-It Ralph, Tron, The Last Starfighter. Then The Wizard, Jumanji, War Games, Gamer, and Brain Scan. Gamer, you just didn't want me to mention at all. Gamer was horrible, but it was kind of fun too.
I didn't find it fun. That's why I take away from it. I don't think anything Gerard Butler does is good.
Really?
Yeah.
I liked him in 300.
I mean, I like 300. I don't like him.
Okay. All right. Fine. He's not a bad guy. I mean,
I hate his stupid face.
Wow. Okay.
Fight me.
This seems personal more.
I'll fight you. I will fight Gerard Butler right now. Anyways. Okay, so my list: Ready Player One, War Games, Tron, Grandma's Boy, Tron Legacy, Jumanji 2, Welcome to the Jungle, The Wizard, Wreck-It Ralph, Last Starfighter, Existence.
Yeah, Existence is the only one I can't talk to you about.
And the Cyber Chase.
Yeah, and the Scooby-Doo in the chat. Okay, I've actually seen the poster for Scooby-Doo in a Cyber Chase. Had no idea it was based on a video game, but
Scooby-Doo in a Cyber Chase is the worst of, but it's still one of the big 4. The original 4 movies that came out that kickstarted the whole Scooby-Doo straight-to-video movie franchise.
I love how you're so
I know
prominent
everything
with
about Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, I have no idea. All I know
like
is
Star Wars and stuff. I like Scooby-Doo.
okay, I'll give you that. Like the only thing I know about that is that the guy, what's his name, that played the live action movies, actually went and started taking over the voice from Casey Kasem when it came to Shaggy. You know what I mean? That's
Matthew Lillard.
Yeah, and I heard the new movie, which I haven't seen, called Scoob. And Matthew Lillard didn't do the voice of
No, it's
Shaggy.
not good.
Is it not good?
That's also, I'm pretty sure that's about video games.
Is it really?
Yeah, I don't remember. It wasn't good. It was
Okay.
It was honestly like the straight to video Scooby-Doos are better than that. Like, this is my thing. You like Star Wars and Marvel. I like Scooby-Doo and Terminator.
Okay, two franchises that are just blowing up around the world.
That's what I get excited for. I don't get excited for Star Wars and stuff like that. It's not my jam.
Now, one thing I want to say is, I find it funny too that I put Grandma's Boy as my number one, and then at the number 10 spot that I had prior that got knocked off the list, I had Pixels, which is just so funny because they're two movies based on video games, but Pixels, when I first saw in theaters, I was like, this is a piece of crap. But because it was weird to me, but at the same time, it was one of those movies where I was having fun at certain points, but then my brain goes, wait a second, but that doesn't make sense. Like, for example, when you put in the cheat code and where did you put the cheat code in? You know, I mean, a lot of things.
Can I watch that movie 100 million times in a row? Yeah, probably. Is it good? No. It's not even one of the it's like middle lower tier Adam Sandler movie, but it's not like it's not unwatchable. It's very watchable. I think the thing that they did wrong is, and it's not even wrong, it's that they made it what the easiest way possible, which was to get franchises that are so old that they'll do anything to get money. So they went to like Namco and Konami and were like, hey, like give us Centipede and Pac-Man, and they were like, okay, sure, give us money. And Adam Sandler was like, no problem. They're letting me spend as much money as I want. Here's $20.
And then he gets to use his old age as a reference to why it's all older games.
I mean? It was more for them, and I don't hate it because I do like those games. I have some nostalgia.
But like I said,
they don't have things that people want.
Yeah, but that's what took me. It wasn't that took me out of it. What took me out of it was you could tell the plot was thrown together just to infuse the video games themselves, like the Pac-Man with the ghosts and the vehicles. But like, what's his name using the cheat code to give that as a plot device of like, you cheated, I was the original winner, that kind of thing. And then the worst thing, which is the worst plot device, and this might be why the name popped in my head, like you said, Pixels, is to have Kevin James as the president. Out of all things in movies, I could never, ever believe in my lifetime that Kevin James could be president. I could believe Pauly Shore as more president.
I mean, Pauly Shore would be a great president.
Like Kevin James is president, just no, it doesn't exist.
The
Weasel Presidente.
Okay. Anyways, I don't have anything else here. Do you have anything?
No, that's pretty much it. Like I said, Pixels. Arcade. I'd say Brain Scan Arcade. For those that may not be aware, I put 9 and 10 Brain Scan Arcade. I like the general idea of horror movies.
Brain Scan is all right.
Yeah, Brain Scan is actually really cool. Let me just throw this out there for people that watch this and don't know this before we had the thing. Arcade is really bad graphics, but it was enjoyable at the time. Arcade is basically these kids that play an arcade game that will actually kill you when you play it if you lose. It's really horribly made. But then Brain Scan was actually cooler. Brain Scan is about this video game that's like taken over by a demon, and the demon is actually making the deaths that he's doing in the video game come to life. So this kid is actually killing people the same method he does in the video game and has no idea that he's doing it based on this character. I think it's called the Jester or something like that. That's actually controlling the game and tells him that what he's doing wrong, but he's having fun doing it until he finds out he's actually killing people. And it's really, really entertaining in my eyes.
Yeah. War Games, fucking classic.
Mm-hmm. War Games.
Bandersnatch or whatever that stupid ass movie was.
Okay, now see, I was thinking about putting Bandersnatch in there, but you know why I didn't put Bandersnatch in there? Because of one reason. It's actually a game itself in some ways. It's an interactive movie.
Yeah, but it's a movie still.
Yeah, you're right.
But I still don't like it.
Well, what I liked about it was getting all the other endings and everything, and then getting that Netflix ending. That was the funny part.
I don't like choose your own adventure movies because I didn't watch a movie to get stressed out about making decisions and having to do work. I just want to sit here. I don't want to have to choose an option. Just show me a movie.
And I'm the opposite, John. You know what's really funny? I actually got every single scene in that whole movie and watched every single one of them. I literally found every single path. Yeah, I actually got the Netflix one. I got the alternate stuff. I got the scary jump scares and all the ones where he had to find his path to his parent, like, you know, where you got to go to the thing and type in different stuff. All those, I went through and got every single ending. And there's some secret stuff in there that people don't know about that you're always going to miss unless you take a longer path through the whole thing.
It still sucks. You know how I watched the Kimmy Schmidt Choose Your Own Adventure? I just let the time run out every time and let it pick.
Wait, what? I've heard of Kimmy Schmidt. I watched like a couple episodes and then do it. I didn't know they made a Choose Your Own Adventure.
They did it like right after Bandersnatch, and I just let it choose it for me the whole way to the ending.
I don't see I can enjoy that. I can understand Bandersnatch.
The Batman movie, Under the Red Hood, the Choose Your Own Adventure one, Death of the Family, is so bad.
Oh,
it's just Under the Red Hood. We're ending the video with this. It's Under the Red Hood. Okay. It's literally the movie, like not changed, not redone. It's literally the movie Under the Red Hood with a little bit of voiceover. And then when you do your choosing, it could eventually change the path.
Okay.
Life, so the story will change a bit. But the problem with it is there's not enough change. Like almost all of them will lead back to the same thing.
Is this on Netflix too?
No, you have to buy it.
Oh, well then, yeah, I probably won't waste my time on that then.
It's not worth it. You might as well just watch Under the Red Hood. It's a better movie.
Well, I think I've seen that. That's the reason why I was thinking about seeing that, and I'm like, well, maybe not. So
it's the same. There you go. Just with extra scenes.
Oh, okay.
Anyways, thank you for watching. Putty's List sucks. Tell them in the comments. Like, subscribe.
Don't say that. Oh, sorry, I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to that guy down there.
Yeah.
Don't say that. Did you untype that? Untype that. Don't you type that? Don't you type.
Okay, I gotta go. Thanks for watching, guys.